Okay, Palm Springs Rock Shop. Let's get some crystals on. So lay of the land, you got your shoebox cabinet, got your braces in the middle. We got 090 bracket covers. We'll go over that. I'm going to go ahead and send a single Mark 6. If you have one on the shelf, great. But if not, you can use this to either replace it or, whatever. Um, 1/4 inch pieces. Going to have some island fill. Look for that. Make sure that's on there. Backed up white acrylic. These are not push throughs, just backed up. Look for that. Install pattern. All right. So first part's just the cabinet itself. You do these all day long. Just bend, bend, weld, weld, shoot studs. Done. Backer piece here, bend, bend. I left the corners long. You're just going to do the 45 on the corners there. Hopefully it'll help with some light leak, but do like you do there. And then the 4 inner braces, I went ahead and ordered them 1, 2, 3, 4, working from the left, because these braces chopped off just perfectly where you got to put LEDs. So that way it just worked out that way that they totally block like the P and stuff. So that way you can see exactly where where you're going to put LEDs and make sure you don't miss anything, so there's no dark spots. But do like you do on those, whether I forget if you lords them in or tack them in or whatever. But so we're good to go there. As far as the rest of the the cabinet, make sure this gets to first shop as soon as possible. This reference kiss will allow them to put that digital graphic on there for you, and it's going to get trapped. So either if Route's watching this or Fab, get that to first shop. All right, so you make the cabinet, boom, done. So this is your brackets. So you've got 1.5 by 1.5 square tube. There's your cut list. So you'll have 2 brackets here. You'll have the wall bracket, which is the longer one. This is 24 inches. This guy's 23 inches. Both have their arrows up. You can tell the difference between the two. And you'll have this little inner brace here. I went ahead and made this out of 1/4 instead of having you guys chop this out of a piece of tubing, because in order to get the nice cut here that supports both axes, you would have to be cutting like past 60 degrees, which is not great. So you'd either have to make these by hand or whatever. So I went ahead and just chose to make this out of just a single piece of 1/4. So what you're going to do is you'll see where you have your 16th, fits in right there. You've got your shorty side here to make sure this is properly in there. The shorty side goes to the tube. The longer side will slot right into your island fill there. So once you have that all together, tack it together first, and then just make sure you burn these really well. Make sure you have your settings good, and you're going to just fully weld here and make sure this gets welded to the tube really well there, and go all the way around, because this is going to be above people's heads, and we want to make sure it's nice and strong. So got that taken care of. You can choose whether to do this first or after you weld this up, but I do have on the side that mounts to the cabinet, you're going to have 1/2 by 13. You've got 3 of them here. I understand that 1/2 by 13 is way overkill for this thing, but I figured my choice was because you already have 1/2 by 13 chucked up in the red drill. Plus, you already do that all day long with our monument brackets that you make with our Mjolnir hammers. So I figured, why not? We could have done 3/8, would have been fine, but just go with what we know. And it's easier when you put it all together. It's like working with Duplo versus Lego. So go ahead and get those all welded up, get them tapped in whatever order you decide. And then once everything's welded and you're finished putting heat into this, then what you're going to do is have these guys all done. This is the bracket covers, decorative covers. So you're going to bend these up, clamp, clamp, bend, bend, all good. And then these are 3/16 Clecos, and you're just going to line those up with the Cleco holes here and lords these little guys on. And then that's going to give you a place to mount the covers. So the covers are going to come in 2 pieces, spliced down the middle, and just frap them together from the side. Number 10s, and that'll be sexy. So the top part is the one that clears the 1/4 inch there, and obviously the bottom part doesn't have that. So you'll have those. As far as assembly goes, I picture it going, there's pluses and minuses either way. Talk with install, or install if you're watching this, get with Fab whether you know, when it's time to install this thing, does this thing want to leave the shop as one piece? Do we want to go ahead and bolt the brackets on? Because you're going to have, you know, this install pattern, so you'll have the holes all ready to go. So do you put all 4 brackets up separately? I'm going to go, you know, I already went ahead and rolled these out, so you have some room for play. And then you just put the backer on and bolt it on in the field, or do they want to try to attempt to lift this whole thing as one piece? So get with install or install get with fab, see what's up with that. Also, as far as that's concerned, power hole as well. So you can see on the install pattern, I have every tube is potentially a power hole. So whether you hit a stud or you're on studs or whatever you're doing, you can decide if you do a survey, you can pick one of these, and then fab, you can go ahead and do your leash right there. Or maybe fabrication just leaves them a kind of middle leash that will reach any of these, and then install can, you know, dealer's choice. They can pick one of these and do their own leash out. So again, coordinate with install on that, or install coordinate with fab, figure that out. So, but otherwise, I think that should do it. If you have any questions, hit me up.